Hello everyone, it's me Max23 and welcome back to the Final Fantasy XII Randomizer. Last time we did get the full house here, the Sky Pirates Den was completed, we are Order of Ambrosia, and basically did everything that is to be done in this game. We also did get a lot of treasures I wanted to get, and yeah, this episode, guys, this episode is basically the finale. It's the finale of the Final Fantasy XII Randomizer. In this episode we will beat the game. One thing I want to mention again, it's of course not over after this episode. I still at least want to try the trial mode after I'm done with the final boss. So it will not be completely over, but in a sense we will find a closure to this project in this episode. Kind of sad, to be honest. We are basically done with the majority of the stuff. That's a little bit sad, to be honest, because I've been enjoying this whole playthrough quite a bunch. But yeah, all good things must come to an end, right? One thing I also need to address, you should have noticed that I did not get Renewing Morions. I did say so last time, maybe I was going for Renewing Morions. Honestly, I think I don't need them. There are only 2 characters who can really equip those, and like I would only need 2 more, so in that regard, but nah, don't really want to farm for that. Like I said, you need to farm the Lava Eater, and nope. If I have a sudden change of mind, I might do that at the beginning of the next episode still, but no. Okay, finale time. We moved over to the finale. Like I said, everything is said and done here. You cannot go higher than Order of Ambrosia. But yeah, our last destination for this playthrough, basically, is to go to the Sky Fortress Bahamut and... let's say it that way, let's talk to Vayne. We need to, like, prevent this war from happening. Private airships. Yeah, we need to use the Strive for this. And we can go to Bahamut. Let's go. We will not be able to return. Continue. Yeah. I wonder how I will handle this episode. There are, of course, a lot of cutscenes and stuff. I've been skipping the cutscenes. But like the stuff that is happening on Bahamut is not too much stuff, to be honest, so... I think we will watch a little bit of the cutscenes here, but like not all of them or so. But there's time for like watching a little bit of stuff happening here. This wind, guys, I think that's something we do not need to see. We will see that the Bahamut is approaching. Oh, nice music. We of course need to listen to the cutscene music here. We currently have Final Fantasy IX music. I think that's the theme of Garland or so. Nice. Crazy organ music. I think that's the music that plays before you have that scene with Zidane where he like is trapped in pandemonium and stuff. Well, this scene gets such a different energy with the music. Like this is the dramatic war now, not the like action-induced war that it usually is. Like this also goes pretty well with the organ. I don't know. It has like this melancholic, like I don't know, atmosphere. That over there, the big airship is the Alexander. That ship is commanded by Zagabath, who will actually become important. I'm actually not sure if Ondor's ship has a name or not. Probably yes if you read some of the like lore here and there, but I'm actually not sure. But yeah, basically the 2 big flagships apart from the Bahamut are dishing it out here. I also like how Ondor's like soldiers, they are like pilots, they look a little bit like Biggs and Wedge from Final Fantasy VI, which is very nice. Boom. Yeah, the Bahamut is strong. But yeah, okay, I think we've seen enough. We enjoyed the music. I think now we reached the Bahamut. Let's see. Oh, but that's actually normal music, kind of, is it? Actually, not sure. I'm not sure if that's the actual like music that plays here. I think it's different. Or is it? Nah. No, I think that has to be the music that normally plays here, right?
Vane will be in the fortress's command tower. I saw something of the like on our way in here. Right above our heads.
We need not fight all the Empire to win. If we can get to Vane, we can put an end to this war.
Let's get going then.
Howkity dokity. Let's go.
Knock 'em off.
I think that's the normal music, yeah. I think that's more the... No, that's not the music. Well, or is it? I'm actually not sure. Oh, I think... Wait a second. I think that's once again special music for... Is it? Yeah, that's special music for Zodiac Age, right? You also get dark meta, interesting. Dude, I never really recall what like the Sky Fortress Bahamut looks like, because it's the endgame area. You can never return here. You can actually examine that. There's no time for doubt. Here we end this. Okay. Wow, that's cool. I was reading that like that Bash specifically was saying something. Everyone has this different line here. We can't leave until we stop Vane. Then we can go back to Randomizer back home. Wait a second. I discover interesting stuff here. I cannot leave until my shine is fulfilled. My errand here is not yet done. That's cool. Oh, that's something I never noticed. Wow, cool stuff here. Did any one of you know this? Wow, that's so cool. Fine request. Wow, cool. That's so cool. With each of the characters have like references here. A friend could have had a cooler line or so, like giving her more insight or so. Okay, that's very nice. That's super cool. Also, I think now I recognize the music. I think music that still plays in the base game, I think. Dude, like I said, like my memories of Sky Fortress Bahamut are like always very bad, because I really don't spend much time here. Even if I've played the game multiple times on like all kinds of conditions, like this is always an area that like is never really stuck with me. Do we lead with Ash? We lead with Ash. She also got a new weapon. She got the Kumpa, right? Very nice. We also have unique enemies here. That's also very interesting. Like, Sky Fortress Bahamut has actually a lot of interesting stuff going on. Which is very strange, because you, like I said, you only go here once and like never return here. The Imperials here are of course nothing to really worth talk about, but there are different enemies here. More of Sid's inventions. 6,000 damage almost is very nice. And those guys are once again pretty big. Yeah, apart from all of this like unique stuff that is here in Sky Fortress Bahamut, like in a sense, there's really not much to say about it. I think treasure-wise there's not even anything here. Like, you can take different paths here, and like it's supposed to be like a small labyrinth, but all in all there's not really like much to like unravel here. I mean, there's like the occasional like bubble mode and stuff. Is there? No, I cannot talk to this one. Interesting. But yeah, everyone had like a different line there on that other door. That was kind of cool. Very nice. My enemies from behind. Do you really think you can stop me? Also, I should lead with Vaughn, because he has instant attack. I'm gonna take my time here a little bit. Like I said, like the final bosses and stuff should not really take too much time, so I actually take some time here and like explore the whole place, which is something I never usually do. But hey, I'm gonna take the time now, enjoy the final episode here. I can also say that the final bosses themselves, like I said, it will not take much time, which means that they will be quite easy, because I got all the strong stuff that you want and can get in this game, basically. So, yeah, Vane will not be that much of a threat. Not unless he gets, like, like insane boosts. Wow, that guy. Whoa. Van, please don't smack that guy like all over the place. Like the other guy looked more disabled, to be honest. Come on, where are the unique enemies? There are unique enemies here. Also, Van got a level up. That is also something I could mention. Because I might want to level up a little bit for trial mode. Trial mode is something I actually do have some respect for. I could imagine that trial mode is actually kind of hard. Elixir, nice. Because one thing you should also consider with trial mode in this randomizer is that I activated the setting with like stronger trial mode enemies, and as such, trial mode enemies have a stat boost of 30%, which is actually quite a lot. So, especially the later stages of trial mode could be very, very difficult. That's the reason why I might want to level a little bit. I also need to look into the mechanics of trial mode again. I'm fairly certain that I cannot like go out of trial mode, back into the base game and like buy items and stuff, so 99 Phoenix Downs actually have to carry me in that regard. Also interesting about Sky Fortress Bahamut, by the way, we have like the same map here as the Great Crystal, very interesting. Okay, we should be back at the starting point now again. Yeah, and we got the same line again, okay. Okay, we need to go towards the middle. And I think once we go into the middle, that's where the like unique enemies actually spawn. From what I did read in the documentation for my randomizer, there are also some like interesting enemies here that drop interesting stuff. Also, you get like a lot of cutscenes here. Did I already mention that? Doesn't it go boom? Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. What is this music? What is this music again? Dude, I know this music. That's something from Final Fantasy XIII also. I think, no, it's not. It's Final Fantasy XIII 2, I think. Isn't that the title theme for Final Fantasy XIII 2? Like, you can hear it pretty quietly because the action is so loud. Oh yeah, that's definitely Final Fantasy XIII. Like the lyrics, I recognize the lyrics.
Is this their worst?
That is kind of funny with the music.
The line is drawn.
Once again, like this is also the last like part where the music randomization can really shine. What is this music now?
The resistance fights their battle well. We dare not fail them. We dare not falter.
Stop worrying. We just have to clean up here, and then Asher.
Now we have like some kind of funny
kinda
music in
hard
the
to
background.
believe.
Interesting.
I can't imagine trying to rule
Like I
all
said,
kingdoms.
this is the last instant of the music randomizer already taking off and like leaving us with like on a high note.
Sky pirates.
Do you really think me as strong as all that?
Who said anything about strong?
Yeah, let's mosey, guys. Like one good guy once said in the final area, let's mosey. So yeah, let's just do that. Okay. Oh yeah, here we go. The Sphere Rook. We have the Rooks here. We did already encounter Rooks in the like battle against Dr. Sid. Like he was accompanied by 4 Rooks, I think. But yeah, we have more Rooks here. Very interesting. Spinner Rook. Do you really need to use gravity on me? Come on. Okay, those enemies are unique to this area. Very interesting. What was that? Did you hear that? Guys. Oh yeah, this guy's also. I think we did see all the Rooks now. They're very interesting that they also still decided to like put like those unique enemies here. And why do these judges have those weird sounds? Okay, yeah, our goal is to go towards the middle. And we need to go to this platform here, and then we initiate, not this platform, this platform over here, and then we initiate the first fight of the final boss fights, guys. It is the return of none other than Gavranth. I can already say that much. I'm gonna lead with Bash because that's cool, that's epic, the brother showdown here. Yeah. I wonder how the fight against Gavranth will turn out to be, because halfway through the fight, like, he uses Renew, and Renew isn't Renew. I wonder if that has some funny effects. It's still Kurada, so it still might be a full deal. Nah, to be honest. I think that's not like a big change or so. Yeah, Van, use the elevator. Why do you guys let Van operate the elevator? That's not the best idea.
So you have lived.
I am Judge Magister.
Oh, normal music, okay.
Even in disgrace.
Did I already say that I really like Gavranth as a character? Like, he's really good. He's like a very complex character. Like, you really need to unravel him, and like he becomes super interesting. Like, the dynamics between Bash and Gavranth are also very, very nice.
You failed,
I think.
You failed Damaska. All you were to protect. Yet you still hold on to your honor. How?
I had someone more important to defend. And defender I have. How is it that you have survived? Is it not because you defend Lord
Also, the
Plaza?
parallels is also very great.
Silence! All was stripped from me. Only hatred for the brother who fled our homeland remains mine.
Okay, we get the theme,
Why
guys.
do you forsake that which you must hold
And the
most
pose,
precious?
guys, the pose.
I do as I must, brother. Or is that not answer enough?
Okay, there we go. Okay, Van almost kills him, nice. Circle of Judgment. Oh, Van, please chill, okay.
Futile Bosh, long have I walked in hatred's company. As long as I can curse your name, I shall not be defeated.
Then come! Wield your hatred and crush me! I welcome it!
Why are those two so cool, guys? Van, could you please not, like, outright kill him? That would be Kurada, let's go. Can I kill him before he can cast that? Ah, not quite, okay. But I also blinded him. But yeah, Innocence, let's go. My favorite Dissidia move. Like, in Dissidia that has, like, weird hitboxes, like OG Dissidia and Duodecim. So, yeah, that, like, sometimes screws over the CPU. And Rage, let's go. And the combos that cannot hit, wow. Can I? Nah, okay, Van is gonna end it here. But he killed Ash, that's not nice, come on. Bash, you failed to protect your princess. Heavy breathing, guys.
Have you your fill of this?
I would ask you the same. Let this end, Noah.
You also got different music again, I think.
I have no right to be called by that name.
Then live and reclaim it.
Well, so much for living. Van just did shred you to tears. Tear to shreds, wait a second. Tear to shreds, wait a second, that sound. Can leave? Interesting, okay. In case if you want to level or so. Like, that's weird that they just let you go there. Wow, I ruined the good music here. the music. Does he even have an animation, or does he... He has a slight animation, I was gonna say. Do I want to change the team? Ah, come on, we can... Both here, Fren. Yeah, I think we can do it like this. I think for the final fights, we're gonna go with the, like the golden team with Penelo, Barn, and Ash. But yeah, first off, we need to fight, like, the first phases of Vayne. But I also want to give every character that we had here, that we had in our team, like, one final, like, show off. That's I think also very appropriate. Van, don't pretend to be the protagonist. Van has a lot of look at me, I'm the protagonist scenes in towards the end here.
Welcome to my sky fortress, the Bahamut. I must apologize for my delay in welcoming you aboard my ship. Permit me to ask.
Who are you?
Who are you? An angel of vengeance? Or perchance a saint of salvation?
I am simply myself. No more and no less. And I want...
We don't have different
only
music.
to
Do
be
I want to
free.
play this out? I think nah.
Such a woman is not fit to bear the burden of rule. Weep for Dalmasca, for she is lost. Observe well, Larsa.
Like Vayne is also a very interesting character. I think like he is like very, he's like super gray, like in a sense. I don't know.
No.
Like because the game also like there are also always those like implications like with all the stuff that he does. It's never explicitly shown. I think that's like a very good touch. I think in the end like he does like of course like kill his father and stuff. I think that's at least my interpretation of things and stuff. But like I like that it's never explicitly shown. Like he is portrayed in a very, very gray way. Like his motivations in general are also like very, very gray. Like he wants to like free like humanity from the Okuria. That's like his goal, ultimate goal. But the way of course is very very like questionable. And like of course it's kind of irony that he like tries to accomplish that with the help of one of the former Okuria. So yeah, that's very interesting, I think. And we also got some kind of Final Fantasy Tactics music here, right? Which is also very fitting. Yeah, we have like Larsa as a guest here, but also now we have Larsa as a passive character here. We could actually attack him, that's interesting. And I think this music is actually Final Fantasy Tactics A2, I think. I think that music is also in Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, but I think this is specifically the A2 remix. It's very interesting that we can attack Larsa. He also has auto shell, interesting. That's also a good way. Like Larsa is not really sure on which side he should stand on in a way. I think that's pretty nice. Like those like subtle like storytelling details or so. I like that. But yeah, as you can see, Vayne is also not really much of a problem, to be honest.
Your lives are forfeit, and your insurgents with them. Dalmasca will again know order. For good and all, I shall bring your futile attempts at rebellion to an end.
Well, we'll see about that. Can he even do Machwave? Yeah, okay.
With those who would oppose me, but show them death.
Also Vayne certified Final Fantasy character. Nice, okay. Nice, he took recoil damage because we all have the augment here. Okay, that's Vayne, first phase. Oh, this scene is also one I really need to let play out because Gabronth is very cool in this.
Lord Brother!
Larsa!
Ah, yes. Shocked Pinello. Okay, now we're going full on Final Fantasy here, because what does every good Final Fantasy final boss need to have? Of course, they need to become more nude, because the golden rule of Final Fantasy is the more naked they are, the more powerful they are. I hope I didn't promise you too much.
Manufactured Nethersite.
He also looks so nice. He looks so happy, guys. Also same music again, like, okay. At least I think we get like different music again, I think, when the battle actually starts.
Gabranth, you will defend my brother. He will have much need in the hell to follow.
But Gabranth is the coolest guy alive, so... Also, we do change music,
yes,
nice.
I will defend Lord Larsa.
Oh, we actually have Esper Vayne, very cool.
Treason bears a price.
One I gladly pay.
Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Okay, here we go. Vayne Novels. He has all his Zephyra here. I think the do the Zephyra actually have different elemental properties? I'm actually not sure about that. I actually think not. I think they just have different colors and like look cool and stuff. But yeah, of course, you want to, like, theoretically you want to take care of these Zephyras first. Reminds me a little bit of the like Berserker type enemies or in Final Fantasy XIII. Might actually be an inspiration for those enemies, because those enemies also like spawn swords that fight for them, and also have like similar colors, I think. Okay, let me quickly observe. We have still one left here, but friend is taking care of that. Did we take care of all of them? No, now we have. Okay, we have Gabranth on our side. Also, not like a full ally here. Very nice again. Can also once again attack him. He has Protect and Bravery, interesting. But yeah, once again, Vayne here, not really a problem. We are simply too strong. Contempt, isn't that one of his... yeah. My minions, guys. Oh, even fitting the on Ash, very cool. Cool. He also has a second move. I think now he can use it. It's Contempt and... come on, this TNT, don't forget that knowledge now. Contempt and... like he rises in the air like and like makes lasers and stuff. He also has increased defense now, interesting. There we go, Inviolable Will. Cool, and I try to like show off all of his different like cinematic moves here, because they are pretty cool. They are not enough to stop me, but they are pretty cool. I think that's always also a very good staple of the Final Fantasy franchise, that the final bosses have like some kind of absurdly cool looking and over-the-top move. I think that's super great. I mean, especially after like a Sephiroth's Supernova, of course, in 6. Okay, both just kind of use this right now. Tree of Sephira, isn't that also something? Tree of Sephira? Yeah, that's also something. Yeah. Like, that's the like jump kind of attack that he uses in the CNT, right? That he had in the CNT. I love this. Oh, he also like deals some damage now. I wish the heal did come off, but okay.
a stray has pride.
The Gabrunth's counter goes up and up and up. Guys, that's where he loses the helmet, guys.
Burn in hell! Gavrons!
To be honest, it's quite enjoyable with the cutscene and stuff. I think that's pretty nice. Like, enjoying the finale a little bit, not just like do all of the battles and like all of that. I think like this, it's kind of more like fitting for a final part episode. I think that's cool. No, not with the music. Wow, nice. You got the ball dance music from 8 again. Very nice. This is so fitting, of course. Wow, you just killed someone. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. I like that Fran has the super high heels and she's faster than Balthier when climbing down the stairs. Very nice.
Bosh, tell me, he is a good master? Aye.
Dude, the music makes this so strange, dude. Oh, does it even ends perfectly with the music? Wow. Kind of, wow. Nice. That was amazing. Okay, this cutscene normally is also some cutscene I would let play out because that usually like is very important because otherwise the music does not really. What is this music? But yeah, usually I want to let this cutscene play because the music aligns them perfectly. But we also have different music here, interesting. But yeah, normally what happens, like the Struggle for Freedom like, has like a very long part of the very long part of the music is basically part of the cutscene, and then like it transitions to the actual like battle theme, Struggle for Freedom, like so to speak. And that's normally what happens here. But this time around we actually have like a completely different final boss music.
You shall not tread this
that once again sounds like something from like Shokubu Dungeon or so. So it's also kind of funny, like I don't know.
Won't Sid be eager to learn what has happened here? History begins anew.
I wonder if the music also does change again. I wonder. But that shouldn't be the case. But the music gets louder. Once again, such different energy with the music. That's something that like never ceases to not amaze me. How like one change in music can completely shift the atmosphere of a scene. That's so amazing. Push. Push. I did already mention that last time at the end of the last episode, but in Struggle for Freedom, like this upcoming boss fight, the final boss fight, it's actually very, very hard in Struggle for Freedom. It's actually quite a challenge. I would even argue that the Undying in Struggle for Freedom is kind of a super boss in its own right, because Struggle for Freedom pretty much expects you to do all of this side stuff. Which I found a very nice change of pace, because normally Vayne is very underwhelming, even compared to like other Final Fantasy final bosses. Like usually Final Fantasy final bosses are also, like in general, also one of the like on the stronger side of things, which I think is good. Never really, of course, stopping the super bosses. That would be, of course, against the idea against the super bosses. But like in general, like Final Fantasy final bosses are actually kind of strong. You have to like deal with a lot of like strong stuff which they throw at you. Are we actually here already? I thought the cutscene was longer. But yeah, listen to this music. Nice, okay. Can I just change the party so that I can change back to Van and Pinello? Oh, we also take... Yeah, oh yeah, also very interesting, he's the Undying, that's why he does not have an HP bar. I leave his haste, like he hasn't really... Mega Flare, let's go, that's his... that's his like first... Of course, like kind of cinematic attack, even though it's not cinematic, but Mega Flare. He will also transition to the other flares, of course. Faith, yeah, that's all fine and stuff. I was gonna say, is he already? He is already dead, almost. I think I cannot. I at least want to show one move here or so. Come on. I think that's... What was that? Was that... No, that was this. But he has like other... Like he has like something like Giga Flare Sword and... I think Exa Flare too, I think. You know, because Bahamut and stuff. But he's already yeah, blinking red, wow. Here, Giga Flare Sword, let's go. And this is also so cool, look at this. Douche. Destroys the entire fortress just like that. Cool. Barely deals damage, but okay. But he has also something else, right? Not just those... Oh, once again, okay. Doesn't he also have something with Exa Flare going on? Or am I just making up stuff? Now, I'm fairly certain he also has something with his cannon. I'm pretty certain of that. I wonder if I can kill him through the recoil damage he takes. Immune, nice. Oh, there we go. Oh, nice. Pinello heals. Ah, come on. I know we have something else, right? Parry, just parry it. Nice, block. Terra Flare, there we go. It's not Exa Flare, it's Terra Flare. Exa Flare was in Crisis Core, right? So yeah, he uses the corresponding like flares based on the flares of the Bahamuts in Final Fantasy VII. Okay, I think that was more damage, but also not really all that impressive. He's blinking red. Let's see if I can end it in the most stylish way possible. Dude, Black Hole would be super sick right now. Pew. Ah, yes. I should not be surprised that we have won this fight. I think that is really not a question anymore.
Here goes.
Okay, I'm currently at 3-0-1.
I got it.
Okay, 3-1-1. Looking okay so far. Ash needs a missed charge, that's important. Okay, 3, 1, 2. But I think only Penelope has like 1 charge left. Okay, 4, 1, 2. Okay, need missed charges now. Missed charges, come on. Either character will do. Okay, 3, 1, 3, I think. 4, 1, 3, I think. Once again, missed charges, please.
You're going down.
Nope, that's it. Ah, too bad. At least I would have liked the luminescence, but okay. Actually, did you know that the like damage, like the power of luminescence and black hole is almost the same? Like I think the like black hole is like 2 power points stronger. Inferno. Okay, let's roast him. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Nice. And that's it, guys. I did beat the Final Fantasy XII Randomizer. It's very nice to know that at least this whole playthrough has like a conclusion. I think that's actually pretty nice. We have officially reached a conclusion to this. It's not the end, but it is a conclusion. It is satisfying to know. Also, that looks very horrific way to die. Like you just dissolve into like whatever. Also very sad that the main party died in the explosion, but hey. Nice music. Look at those two. This is a very good music after the final boss. Well, it's all well now, right guys? Yeah! The music should also change because like the war is still going on, by the way, but hey. At least enjoy this one moment here. I also like how they are all just, yeah, nice, isn't it? And then Bew. Like that's so new. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they don't know. Also, the music did not change. I thought it would change for this. Also, what is this music? I don't know this music. I think from here on out it would also be advised to like skip some cutscenes because I'm reaching the 1 hour mark, slowly but surely. Also, why is it taking so long? Hello? Hello? Does it continue? Game crash, cannot continue. Like in all honesty, what is happening here? Hello? Like seriously, does it have something to do with the music? Because I have different music here, like the game does not recognize like to play the next cutscene or so? I think I hear sounds. Maybe not. Okay, we are condemned to the eternal purgatory of this. Can I skip this? I think I need to skip this because it's not continuing. Okay. Okay, this is just at the ending.
Well, can we fly?
I mean, yeah, this ending, yeah, sure. I really like it a lot. I think it's very fitting for the game. Both is also an absolute badass in this, but I think no different music too. So I guess I skipped the like conclusion to all of this. I also want to see what in general this skips. And we do actually skip to the Pinello epilogue stuff here, okay. I'm actually not sure if the music gives me trouble with copyright or not. I can just edit it out, but to be honest, nah. At least I want to see the credits now. Dude, the music. Yeah, okay, but yeah, that's also the same music, yeah. We reached the credits. I hope you're not too mad that I skipped the, like, 2 last cutscenes there, but okay. Yeah, that's it. That's actually it. It's actually it. Like, I cannot really fathom it, wow. That was, like, for me, 2 months. That was 2 months of, like, this entire playthrough so far. And I enjoyed it greatly. It was really, really nice. Yeah, I really enjoyed the stuff that we, like, discovered here in this playthrough. So, I think it's time to, like think about everything that transpired here, like, talk about some of the highlights here. First off, overall, I think it was pretty great. The randomizer did do a good amount of stuff. I think, like, the customization options for the randomizer itself are also pretty neat. I think the randomizer is actually fairly good. I think that's pretty nice. I also do not absolutely regret to, like, play this version of the randomizer instead of the, like, open world randomizer. Because as I see it, the open world randomizer, like, it of course is also still in a, like, beta state and if not even alpha state. It's not really, like, fully developed yet, but I also like that, like, there's, like, a difference between the randomizers. Like, if you have, like, this, like, normal game, like, still bound to the story randomizer, that's gonna be a different experience compared to the like, open world randomizer. So I really would have liked to have this experience first, either way, even if the like, open world randomizer was already fully developed. So yeah, and I really enjoyed it. I really liked this. I think I did say that I enjoyed it, like, 10 times now by now, but yeah, it was really fun. The randomizer, yeah, great options, like I said. I think at some points it could have been a little bit more random, I think. It was still pretty tame, to be honest. I might have been able to go out more with the individual, like, settings, maybe. But as it was kind of fairly normal. There were, like, some, like, some surprises here and there, but overall still fairly simple, which is also, of course, the way I wanted it to have. But I think in the end it could have been a little bit more. I think a little bit more would have been fine. But I think, as I mentioned at the beginning, I also didn't want to go all out because as I said, didn't have any experience with the randomizer yet. So I wanted to take the safer route. And I think in the end it was okay. It was very okay. But yeah, I think if I were to do another randomizer, like, I would go more out with the individual settings. Also, speaking about the next randomizer, if I ever, like, want to do a randomizer of Final Fantasy XII again, of course, then it would be the open world randomizer. I would also be interesting to see how much of the randomizer knowledge here carries over to the open world randomizer. I think at this stage it's also good to mention that I'll sit with his mates. I think at this stage it's also like, appropriate to mention again that this randomizer that I'm using, the, like, base Final Fantasy XII randomizer, as well as the open world randomizer, are both developed by Bards24. You can get those mods on Nexus. Links to at least this randomizer under this video. The other randomizer can also be found on Nexus, but yeah, Bards24 is, like, the genius behind the randomizer here. That's also something I want to mention in this, like, final episode again. If you want to, like, play this randomizer for yourself, you can find a link to it in the video description. I also want to mention again that if you liked this specific randomizer that I played, you can get the exact randomizer that I played here as well. If you want, like, to give Yasmat under these conditions a chance, like I did, you can do that. You can find like documentation also in the video description that has all of my settings that I used, and if you like insert those settings via the setting strings that is in that documentation, you can get and play the exact same randomizer as I did, which yeah, it's very nice that you can like get the same experiences I here, and like could then use like my playthrough as like an orientation in case you like get stuck or so, or want to find something, which is very nice. But of course, you could also just like randomize your completely own randomizer. That's also of course viable. Also, once again, thanks to all the other mods that I used throughout this playthrough. I cannot recite all of them like from memory, but of course the Manifesto mods, who were developed by a guy whose name I forgot, which is pretty sad, but you can find all of those mods that I also used throughout this playthrough in the video description. It's pretty sad that the descriptive inventory mod didn't work, and it's also pretty sad that I only found out about it very late, but hey, that's how it is. Like I said, for descriptive inventory, you would need to like manually insert all of the changes basically, and that's something the randomizer does not do. At least not this version of the randomizer. The open world randomizer actually does that. You do get a full-on like patch for the descriptive inventory mod, which works. Other than that, I'm fairly certain I did not have any other mods installed. I can't actually recall it right now, but I think it's only randomizer and the 3 Insurgents mods, which are descriptive inventory, itemized Bazaar, and Manifesto. But yeah, thanks to like all people involved in creating like the randomizer and those mods, the Final Fantasy XII modding community is pretty cool. They've done a whole lot of stuff. I think that's also where you really need to like thank Square Enix for like releasing this game on Steam. I think that was definitely like a huge part why this game even has like this many like mods and stuff. Of course, like PC versions always like of course like spawn their own respective like modding communities, but for Final Fantasy XII that's particularly nice to see. There are actually quite a bunch of mods for this game, and that makes me very happy because Final Fantasy XII I think is always like overlooked because for whatever reason people like used to not really like this game because different. But yeah, I like Final Fantasy XII a lot, and I have ever and I will ever, because I think this game is still like a prime example of like stuff done good. Like in general, I talked about that already, but yeah. I should go back to the randomizer. Of course, there are some highlights and stuff. I think one of my personal highlights was the Kuchu Lane fight still. Kuchu Lane was a big turning point for the randomizer because that was the point where I started to like use all of the items that I had and stuff, and like the difficulty at that point was also pretty high. That was definitely a very good fight, which I really enjoyed, and I think that was also like one of the prime examples why I like really like randomizers of like RPGs and stuff, because that was a fight that really like was like shuffling the cards new and like putting you into a new interesting scenario, I think. And I think to some extent also the Hiasmat fight. I think the Hiasmat fight, like in retrospect, was also fairly neat. It was definitely one of the more challenging Hiasmat experiences I ever had, which was very pleasant to see in my opinion. Even though the struggle was very real and the insanity and all of that, but it was pretty cool. But yeah, one thing I also want to know from all of the people that viewed this, what were your personal highlights of all of this so far, at least? Like I said, still try mode is coming. But what were your personal highlights of the like base game playthrough? Did you have like some particular enemies that you liked? Did you have like some items that you found pretty amazing? Did you have like pieces of equipment that you really found interesting, or like certain characters that you did like? I think my personal favorite picks, like character-wise, were definitely Penelo, Ash, and Van. Surprise, I know, because those are the ones I used for Hiasmat, but I think in the end those 3 really became like the best characters. For a long time, both Theo, of course, I already did mention that. But Theo was very good with his magic and stuff, and also access to auto faith. Bash was, of course, the big disappointment. I really don't want to say that because Bash is, of course, also pretty cool. But like in this randomizer, I think I already did explain why I think Bash turned out the way he was in this randomizer. I think it was this lack of augment licenses. Like all the other characters via their license boards had access to all augment licenses. And like Bash was the only character that like did not get that treatment, and like his selection of like abilities and armor was also not like the overall greatest. So he did fall behind the entire rest of the party, which made him like super niche. Like he could use steel, for example, in the very end. So yeah, but he of course also had some like of course some like applications with Wither. I think Wither was his biggest his biggest, how do you say that, his biggest thing he did. It was the greatest his greatest hit in the Asmat fight, that he was one of the characters that could use Wither. I think that was pretty cool of him. And also I want to talk about the like individual license bots. The license bots were also pretty cool. I also liked how like the overall distribution of like equipment and stuff was in the end. It was a lot more like base Final Fantasy XII, where more character could get the same stuff compared to Zodiac. If you, of course, not use like the same jobs multiple times and stuff. But like it was more like base Final Fantasy XII back on PlayStation 2, where like more characters have like the same moves and stuff, which I found pretty interesting. But at the same time, like especially towards the end, you could really see that like some characters, by having access or not having access to certain like pieces of equipment, did have some like different applications and stuff. I think that was pretty neat. It was a nice balance, actually. I think it was a fairly nice balance between the things. One thing that was also pretty interesting about the randomizer in that regard was like my healing options, of course, and like my general access to certain buffs and stuff on certain characters. Once again, Yasmat was a very proof why that can matter and does matter, because I did have like a weird distribution of like the various puzzle pieces, so to speak. Like I did not have like all the puzzle pieces like combined in one character. Like I would need one character that has auto lure. I would need one character that can cast reverse. I need characters that can use Wither. I think that was pretty cool. I think that's also one of the things that I like when a Final Fantasy game does that, especially towards the end, which is not not always the case. That you actually need to use like your different characters and stuff for like accomplishing different tasks. I'm very glad that like this randomizer like turned out that way in the end. I think that was pretty good. And yeah, my healing options in general also very interesting. That I only have like good healing options in the sense that I have those percentage-based healing options, and those also have like certain drawbacks. Like Kurada's only single target and has a long animation, but he deals 60% damage, which is very strong. But of course, with the drawbacks, becomes a little bit hard to use. Also dangerous when you have reflect and like can accidentally heal enemies with that, which is very interesting. And what I also liked in this randomizer is the way that I got to see like certain stuff that I have never seen before, which I think also comes from like having like randomized enemy drops and stuff. Like I did find certain enemies in locations I've never really seen them before, or never really like noticed them before. Like the ice elemental in last episode that was like in that one part of Paramina Rift, or the Salamand Entite that was like floating around that one area. Or even here in this episode with the like gate where each character has like a unique line. I think that's also pretty nice. Even though that has less to do with the randomizer, but I like when I like find that stuff. I think like finding this stuff even this late into a game's life, so to speak, is kind of amazing. And one of the things that I think makes Final Fantasy and like other big game franchises that like really love their attention to detail makes them greater. I think like I really like finding those details in like those big game franchises that are known for having like all of those details, and the fact that you can still find them is pretty nice. I think that's pretty cool that you still can discover like stuff in those games years later. But yeah, anything else I want to say? No, do tell me about what you liked about this randomizer. Do you tell me what you did not like about this randomizer? That might also be very important. If there's something you do not really like, maybe I can adjust that for like another time or so and make matters more interesting. Or if you have like different ideas what like you could do with the randomizer or so, let me definitely hear that. I would be interested to hear that. But yeah, can I even get out of here? It's the end. Yeah, I think you just boot back into the title screen. Oh yeah, we can New Game Plus. No. But yeah, we are back in the title screen. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, next endeavor would be trial mode. I must say, and that's very important, I might not actually upload trial mode directly the next day after this final episode here, quote unquote. Because, as I mentioned last episode, it was and is still pretty hot where I'm currently living, so it's very, like, kind of tiresome to record and stuff, and to be honest, for trial mode, because I have a lot of respect for it, I want to go into trial mode when I'm at, like, full brain capacity, so the trial mode might actually be coming a little bit delayed later than this episode, but it could also be the case that it just like releases tomorrow. But it could be that I need to like take a small break from the game until it's like more suitable weather to like record this. But I will try to fill out the gap with something else in the meantime. Maybe even with the like follow-up project. I have no idea what will come next. So yeah. In any case, at this stage, I want to say I hope you really enjoyed the entire playthrough. Like I said, it's not 100% over, but it is kind of final, so I want to say again, yeah, thank you all for watching this entire playthrough so far. It is kind of it, so I really hope you enjoyed all of the different episodes and the entire playthrough. I thank you all very much for watching. If you did stick with me until the end here, that is something I greatly appreciate, because that's what makes, of course, like uploading all of this stuff on YouTube worthwhile. That's something I really need to say. That you give me input and stuff, that is always pretty nice, and I can see that when people like interact with the video and stuff, and I'm happy with what you guys do with the videos. So in that regard, thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough so far, and of course, as always, take care and goodbye. I see you in try mode.